smash a lot of teams here.
Oh, you heard from the man of South Mistu there. He said they've had that change up. Of course, they lost XMS, and we've all seen what he can do in Envy so far at this particular tournament. And Duncan, importantly, he pointed out that having Maniac in the team gives them more structure. Maybe less firepower, but definitely more structure. Yeah. But that hasn't seemingly transferred into the way that they've played so far.
No, and that's part of the problem, because Maniac, beyond a very brief, maybe 2 or 3 month period in Titan, was never known himself as much of a fragger. You know, he was a support player, and he works with the in-game leader, so that's good. You're shoring some of that up.
Yep.
But sooner or later, you need those stars. They need to be the weapons that you use against the other team, and even against a team like iGame here, you know, you'd have to say the fragging was on the side of iGame. So I think that's a tough aspect for them, because it puts even more stress on everything in the execute being correct. You're making the right read. You've got to go above and beyond. You know, you've got to get something from your stars and something from your in-game leader, and hopefully pair the two. So I feel like they are lacking a bit in that respect. I mean, the thing is, when you're a young player like him, you can see the upside. You know, you're playing with players before who don't necessarily know how to play at the top level. So you see the benefits that he brings to the team, etc. But the problem is those old guys who are used to playing with the star players, they know that doesn't match up to having a Shocks there or a Scream, something of that caliber, you know.
Yep, you can see Kevin and the rest of his team just entering back into the arena, getting ready for the second game. iGame already in position and presumably talking strats for game number 2. And why don't we check in with our social media questions? We haven't had any so far today here at the desk. So our first question will look something like this. Would LDLC from DH Winter be Envy from DH Cluj?
Okay, so basically he's asking he means DreamHack Winter, the major they won. So basically the pre-Kenny S Apex Shuffle one, would it be the one? Now, aside from the fact they're going to have to play themselves, 3 of the players.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 of the same.
That's going to be a bit weird. I actually would go ahead and say, despite the fact, obviously, people know I'm a big admirer of Kenny S, I would actually say that the first one would win, the DreamHack Winter one, because what I liked about that team was they had a really good distribution of skill, and that was when they could really abuse that meta of, like, Happy was the really good lurker, and the rest were the, like, low econ death ball, where famously they'd buy the CZ on the T side. It was before the Tech 9 kids, you know. Before you kids started buying them Tech 9s when they got buffed. No, and the whole thing was, you know, they were amazing at just sending the 3 or 4 people around a corner, and then the high skill level meant it really did break the meta game. You know,
yeah,
people were used to having these amazing CT sides and thinking, I've got a rifle, this is my angle, I can hold it, and a lot of teams didn't have an answer for that. You know, it was only really Fnatic could kind of beat them with consistency. So I think that team would cause a lot of teams in history of trouble. So the other one was good, but I think that one was kind of special, I think.
Yeah, it's always hard, though, isn't it? Even
yeah.
I mean, you could almost say they're different generations
That's
of that
the problem,
team.
yeah.
And even as close as they were in date terms, it's still very difficult to match them up against them, let alone talking about Fnatic from 2009 or the Golden Boys from 2007. It's almost impossible to kind of... Fun, but almost impossible to prove anything, you know, which one's the best. I don't know how you do it. Which one would you go for?
Probably LDLC, DreamHack Winter as well. Yeah, I mean, I think that the old CZ and Armor like strategies that he used to run, I mean, I kind of solely blame them for that being nerfed. I think it was one of the reasons behind that was just because of how strong they looked with it. And it was always kind of spectacular, but at the same time, a little bit disappointing to see. Because
no, it's bloody annoying. That's what it was.
They would come into it and you'd be like, how are they this damn good with this gun? And then, you know, clearly Gabe took note. He was kind of sitting there in his castle and he thought, yeah, no, this isn't how the game should work. And then it did finally get nerfed, and I'm happy it did. But yeah, I know. I think they were phenomenal in form back then. And kind of agreeing with what you guys said as well, like comparing between generations is a very weird thing to do. It's something I've tried to do a couple of times, but it's a very weird concept when you try and break that down.
Well, as I said, the dates are relatively close between those two, and it's still tough, right?
Yeah.
Let alone talking about 10 years apart or a different version of the game completely. Very difficult indeed. I'm hearing that the players aren't quite ready yet, so why don't we go ahead and dip into the question goodie bag and take one more. Thanks for all the questions as well. Thank you for all the questions that you've left on the Reddit thread. Sorry that we haven't been able to get through all of them. At Thorin, do you still believe the most competitive time in CS was pre-Cluj?
Okay, so he's meaning not just like all of time before, but just before that, if you remember, was when we had like the 4 teams that could have won. So you had Fnatic at the end of their era. You had Envious, who just on the roster move. You had Virtus Pro was still very good. They'd obviously won that Dubai event. And then you had TSM, the Danes, Astralis were very, very consistent teams. So I think that was an amazing era because each of those 4 teams were like, all-time great teams. They all could have won these majors. So it was very tough in that sense. But I actually feel like, and this might sound like a hackneyed answer, but because I'm not normally the guy who's like, this period is the best, But I really think with these tournaments we've got now and the teams that are powering up, I think that by the time we get to Krakow, that could actually be the most competitive major we've ever had. Because I think you look at like G2's getting better and better. FaZe has already hit their peak. SK's back suddenly. Astralis still sitting there. They never placed below the top 4. VP, who knows what to make of them. It's like there's so many teams could legitimately win. At that time, 4 teams could have won it, and that was kind of astounding at the time. Usually you went in with the 1 or 2, and it's going to be one
we've
of
been
those
through
two.
a period, haven't we, of dominance. Like NIP had dominated for the first 9, 10 months or whatever when the game was new. He'd have very games challenging, but never really beaten them very often. Then we had the Fnatic dominance, and it was just kind of like, oh, we're just getting used to this kind of one-team dominance all the time.
You just expected, right? Whoever starts to win, they'll be on top for a while, and then you have to wait until that ends, So that was a great period of competition, and I feel like coming into now, if you took all the analysts in the world, all the experts, and you asked them right this second, right, you have to like seal in an envelope who's going to win that major. I think when you open the envelopes, first of all, a lot of people will be wrong, and you'd have a lot of different teams pick. Like I think some people will go ahead and say, hey, I think G2's going to be that great by then. I'll see the trajectory keep going, I think some people might still go, I'll go back to Astralis getting it again. I think there's a lot of angles you can go there because they all have different strengths, obviously, as teams.
All right. I'd love to get your opinion as well, Harry, but I'm hearing that the teams are ready now, so we're going to head over to our commentators, Henry and Sadakis. Take it away for game 2.
I will take it away. I am ready to roll. Henry, who's going to win the major? They were talking about it, yeah.
I'm fancying G2.
Really?
Yeah.
You are you're Shock's fanboy. You're Kenny. It's kind of gone in reverse. Kenny named himself after Henry G, Kenny S. Now you're all about Kenny S.
It's true.
You love it.
I love
reverse.
it. I think it would be. I think that they'll be ready by then. I've been impressed with them. Obviously, Pro League was amazing success for them, and SK seem to be back as well. I think they're obviously hot contenders. That's. I think we are in one of the most competitive areas. Like any of those teams in the top 5, like Thorin just mentioned, maybe the exception of VP, in my opinion, right now,
and Navi.
Yeah. I don't. Really
they're not
see
in the
them.
top 5, but yeah, good point.
But you know what I mean? Like I don't really see them right now.
You want my pick?
Clash for Cash. Maybe we'll see with different teams end up.
That's tonight. You want my pick?
Go on.
Gambit.
Okay.
Just going to dismiss that, are you?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Is that serious, but you think they're going to win the
major? I like
major?
that transition. Yeah. Okay. Hobbit's going to drop 30 every game. They're going to be the first team in history not to lose a map. And they're going to win on Cobblestone in the final. And he's going to play at Hobbit Hole to get the final kill in double overtime.
I'll be surprised. If they win the major, you can cream pie me.
Deal. Done. Okay. On. I'm in with that. You don't think they'll make the playoffs?
No, I said I'd be surprised. I'd be like, if they win the playoffs, I'd be like pleasantly surprised. But yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, they could. They're a legendary team.
No, of course. That's why I said like I'm not expecting to, but if they do, I wouldn't be mad about it. I'd say yeah, that makes sense. But they haven't been into a tournament in a very long time. It's been about 2 months, I think.
It's true. That's why they're prepping. No one's going to know what to expect. They're going to come in. They're going to make the quest for the ring, led by Hobbit.
Yeah, we've all been there.
We've all. Well, I haven't. Didn't watch those movies or read the books. Read The Hobbit, but not the rest.
Well, it looks like we're almost ready. I can see the Have fans coming in on the server. The time is ticking away. So I was joining us. This is an elimination match here at the minor, the Europe minor, and iGame win the first map. Definitely one of the underdogs, or probably the biggest underdog in the whole Europe minor. I mean, obviously in the whole tournament, really. They obviously got Ballistics as well.
Yeah.
I think between those two, they're probably you'd expect to be 7th and 8th, but
yeah, that's exactly the two that I would have said. Yeah, Ballistics is the other one of the other group that was there. They were pleasantly surprising as well.
There we go.
Didn't make it through, but still decent. Zore, this is walking into an old school tactic. Virtus Pro is the first to do this. Wait in the corner, see if they get aggressive. Guess what? Peek! All 3 of them. Someone's got to kill them, surely. Alex will do so. Took a little longer, but that is exactly how that play was designed. Get control of A. Existence going to go alone, though. Bomb goes back through B tunnel, so they're expecting a rotation back to A. Expecting that there will be a fast face play down toward the A site. They do it in reverse. Yuho gets caught on B. Now, Sekiton, do they check this?
Surely.
You'd expect that they would. Maniac's going to. Maniac's along with the bomb, too, so keeps him down quickly.
Could have fallen apart there, but they still had a minute to work. I think they would have been fine either way. So this looks like a pretty clean sweep here for LDLC. Alex gets another lot of damage in towards 7. That's going to be the round concluded at this point. Can they get any consolation frags? That's pretty much as good as it's going to get. They've got a kit, but I don't see them even making a dent in this round.
Oh, 7. At least he gets... That's a dent. Takes down Alex. Saul's got armor. 7's got a kit. and a flash. Are they going to play that far in advance for saves? It looks like they might.
Might as well, I guess. Save the kit, save the armor. They'll be forcing next round anyway, so might as well. He can actually get head armor if he's got 100 HP, and the body armor itself will cost him $350 to get head armor. So I guess it makes sense in that regard. Saving the kit as well, it's $400 saved. So it's definitely viable. And Saw, if he takes one shot, that head armor idea goes out the window. So yeah, he can get that now. $350 and a Deagle as well, so have a pretty decent buy, all things considered. 1-0 for LDLC. After some aggression from Zore towards top of middle. Like he said, that Virtus Pro set up a stack towards the top left of mid. Then they could find the first pick. Wasn't the cleanest of kills, but they got there. Made their way in towards the A side, or B side, I should say, and shut it down. Well, here we go. Scout for Zore. Saw, like we said, with the saved armor, gets the head armor and UMP as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting call. A lot of teams don't really care to save in the first round. Gives them a little bit more of aggressive force buy. Saw could be lethal. He's essentially equally equipped to everyone except for Maniac. Just in terms of straight brawling. Utility a little bit more favorable for Team LDLC as they smoke off long as well. Yuho takes existence, Deagle shot. So now you've got Saw that's lethal and a kill already. He tries to do what he can with the scope, but can't land the shots. He's already backed off as well onto the bomb site. They'll bring a rotation from Sagaton in. So even though they walk in, they're still covered in most facets.
One Deagle kill finds the 5-on-4. Funneling them towards the B site. Do have Alex, though, creeping up top mid. Oh, that's a hell of a shot from Zore. So the B commitment has to come in at this point. They can still win the round LDLC, but this first kill has to come in right here, right now.
Oh. Away from it, Miss2 on 5 HP. Has to walk into essentially a crossfire with a 5-7 at this range. Could be very, very good. Maniac gets Yuho, but now the 5-7 steps up. Low HP on both, 5 HP on both. And now remaining the last player, bleeding out. He has the bomb, and I think he's realized, I best put that down because we're going to need the money going forward, especially if they give up this round on the force by iGame. Looking sharp again. Molotov, oddly enough, hits the tree, which... He's not Ricky. He's not boosted himself up there. Doesn't spill quite to the bomb.
They're taking their time here. They need to hurry up without this kit. He can actually just dance around them and stay alive as long as possible, knowing they won't have kits. So I guess Sword's picked one up now, so that's fine. But Miss2 actually causing a bit of trouble here. He can still win this round.
Yeah, this is huge. They're on it. He's got it. He's got Saw down. Sprays in, takes out Zora. Big missed opportunity. And you're right. They went very slow. They lost track of him after he planted.
Way too slow. You know he's going to be by himself on the side. You've got the AK and armor as well, head armor at that as well. Just get in there, get it done, at least get information as to where he is. They took so long, and he completely outgamed him there. And that's a stern look from what I assume is the iGame coach. That was such a good round as well.
Almost disbelief, like really, guys, you did that, and then you just let it go.
What a shame. iGame did so well in that round. Now have to take the full eco. That's kind of nuts. Well played, Miss2 though. Number 3 full eco for iGame. So. Best of starts after what a fantastic opening it was with the Scouts and Deagle.
Alex gets his way into the corner along B. Yuho will get on the stairs. 7's behind him. Very slivered gap for existence to watch. Pixel gap. Can we bring that phrase back? Or has that been done to death?
Oh, you can bring it back.
Okay. We'll bring it back. Bring it sexy back. These other brothers don't know how to act. Alex takes down Yuho. Well, Alex, that's pretty risky. Gets up in the open. Surprisingly, no peek off that from Zevin. As he gets through the smoke, though, he will get Alex down. He was low enough HP. Certainly left himself in the high ground. Miss2 takes Zare out, and Zevin, they know where he is, but can I get the shot? Impressive as he hits Miss2 with that. Existence is a little bit timid now. Wait for his teammate to get in a better position before trying to take the battle bombs down behind Existence as well. So if he won that kill, 7, pick up a gun. He can hold them off from the B tunnels with 36 seconds as it would have been, but it's now going to be LDLC winning the standard 3 rounds. Wasn't exactly straightforward, bit costly, but they'll go into the gun round set and ready with an AWP on Swanu.
Yeah, absolutely. LDLC with a decent start here after losing Mirage. This is looking much better on Cobblestone. 3-0 comes in. Twiner with the AWP. Same story for Zore as well. They did force buy that second round. They got plenty of kills, so managing to get a decent buy. There is no kit available, though. That is a big of a problem. So we'll see whether Zore goes aggressive at the start. He's going towards long A. Could actually challenge as well. Looks like he wants to. Oh, opts against it. Twiner would have been ready and waiting for him as well, so made the correct decision to fall back there. This holds the standard corner. This is that angle like Fallen likes to hold and wait for the flashbang to come in, take the shot. Hope you land it, but not many players can nail the timing. He's by himself as well, so he needs to be very careful, is all right.
Very careful indeed. Molotov's going to go over that cleared bag. Some second flash, that will clear him. So he smokes himself off. He doesn't fancy the fight. And he goes back to the site. And flash in hand. No, that doesn't work. Sorry, can't shoot the bomb.
Can she miss do, though?
You have certainly found that out the good way.
Oh, they've got the advantage once again. 50 seconds remaining. LDLC still with a couple of smokes here. Flashbangs as well. And in terms of the setup at this point, it's going to be Twiner and Maniac with the bomb on the A side of the map. Alex and Existence are showing some presence towards A. Or I should say B. That makes more sense. Towards B and then falling back. Basically, he's already to get another orb shot there. It's going to be 5-on-3 now. Surely this is iGame entry to this round. That should secure it. Lovely awareness there towards the connector position. Now there's Twanu and Existence left in a pretty much impossible situation. Sagaton secures it, and now there's Twanu looking to save his AWP, I would imagine. The money is almost non-existent, so he'll be falling back towards top mid. Should survive. Seven's hot on his heels on the B halls, but I don't think he'll catch him in time.
Good communication, so Zore was aware that the window was open. Sagaton was trying to get to the doorway in time. Good shot. Maniac was a bit curious on that. Walking in cleanly toward an AWP at the bottom of middle with no flashes. So iGame get the first gun round, and as we mentioned, it was quite a costly opening to the game for LDLC. We thought for a moment they were going to lose the second round. They barely clutched it back. These two did all the work. One man survived. The next round after that, only two surviving. Or rather, excuse me, I think it was three. But the situation with money right now on the terrorist side, despite those rounds, usually this is a chance for them to break the economy in reverse against iGame. Instead, now it's them with the advantage quite heavily as well. Almost double the amount of equipment purchased.
Orb save in the previous round. It looks like they're going all in there. Existence already has purchased the AK-47. Maniac can do the same, so it will be an okay buy. Like 2 rifles, an AWP, and a couple of Tech 9s. That's not a bad buy in anyone's book. You can actually get a lot done with that, especially on a map like Cobblestone. Let's do go to the Deagle instead. Head armor comes in. Alex, let's see what he's got just yet. Deagle it is. Okay then. Round number 5. iGame, they win this. They're going to tie things up at 3-3. LDLC a chance to break iGame back as well. So unlikely, but Twanu with the AWP. See if we can open things up.
Dodges the first flash through. Molotov to the door. Sagaton this time positions himself at the window, so there will be no chance to drop down and catch off what would have been Zore normally, but he's out toward long. This time it's going to be Saw playing top of mid. I guess I shouldn't say normally. That's very common for the AWP and the rifle to switch it out. Slow pace from LDLC.
Yeah, well, I guess they need to allow Twanu to find some space here. Wait for the smokes to subside and then see if get that first pick. No damage inflicted just yet, but that's a nice little dink. I think it's through the corner of the wall there. As takes Twanu down to 48.
Yuho's patient. So they're going to slowly get that direction as well. Bomb left inside of the tunnels for now.
Yeah.
How many split down drop? 2-2 or 3-1? Looks like it's going to be 2-2. Utility's going to hold them up, though. Existence isn't comfortable dropping into fire. I don't really blame him, if I'm honest.
Makes sense.
It doesn't really feel all that good, little man.
Oh, man.
I actually might go 3-1 in reverse of what I thought. 2 already down the drop room.
Look at this usage of the incendiaries from the CT side. iGame locking them in. Could be quite a last-minute dash to get to the bomb site here. First frag coming in for Yuho. We're going to get a couple more as well. It's already chiming in. This is a clean sweep here for iGame. Dropping 1 frag in the end, but Yuho and Saw finishing things off. And you can see LDLC locked out of the bomb site for so long. Time ticking away once it's got sub 30 seconds and have to push through the smokes. taken down and wasn't the most convincing round for them.
Good support play from the second player at B Long as well to put his attention. I think it was Zora. I didn't quite catch. It might have been You Hope. Put his attention back toward E-Box because the flash was actually really good. We saw how blind Saw was. Existence was able to pick up a kill that could have been decent for their entry, but they'd already lost everyone else by the time he got that. And LDLC is down to just pistols. So iGame did very, very good to keep the economy honest.
Did indeed. Well, this has to be the full eco now for LDLC. We said that round was pivotal in terms of the overall scoreline. And we're certainly going to be an equalising round as iGame are up just against Glocks and one PC-50 and a flashbang. We saw this in previous maps, only towards the B side you go, one flash in. It might be focusing towards drop down and connector from what I can see. That would make more sense. Ooh, okay, so that's on. Be careful.
Fair enough. Seven's got to be careful. He's put a Molotov at Long. Is he aware they're immediately behind him? Flashes over. He keeps his vision. He certainly was aware. Gets two. His second time comes up and does the same. Existence with the pistol has nowhere to go. Timing could have been off ever so slightly by Segaton. Or rather, X7, I guess it was. Excuse me. And they would have been in the site with a chance as well at isolating the players rotating through connector. So even though it was pistols, it's quite a crucial moment.
3-3. Well, still LDLC struggling here. They do get enough to buy into the round. 4 AKs back. You can see Maniac. Just the good old checking the scoreboard as well. So top of the scoreboard for iGame, sorry, 7 and Yuho with 6 and 5 respectively. The other side, Mistu and Maniac, 6 and 4. So Twano 1 and 3. Yet to really have any impact with AWP, but still very early days. Only around number 7. Boost up to the tree is Yuho, using a nice incendiary to block out any sort of T entrance play, and might be able to get his open position as well. I love the flashbang to support as well. That's really nifty.
That is cool. I've never seen anyone boosted on tree be assertive to try and take Long.
Yeah, that flash is really cool.
Yeah, but it jumps over. That is cool. I like it. We always find some little nugget, golden nugget, in these like lower divisions that we don't see commonly.
Yeah.
Golden nugget. Smoke down on drop. Existence and Miss2 going to be the ones to try and take it this time. Molotov out to E-Box. They should drop straight in. Smoke's already covering the window, so they've got the position at least. Can they do anything with it this time? Because they've been quite good, iGame, at locking them off from Rock and getting support from the second player at B. Long B, that is. This time, that player being Zevin. Shut them down last time with 2 kills. He's rotating back into the statue this time, but Bomb's over toward A, and it's Zore that's got Twanu down on the entrance point. Bomb's actually on the ramp at middle, which means they'll be exposed, especially if the AWP of Zore jumps up on top of the hut. More passive for now because they don't have any information as to what else is at the stables. He's lost his teammate Segaton. They know he's on the site. Mistu's going to find him. Good play. Alex jumping over the top, able to take down the next kill in Saw, and it's a very good entrance on the A site from LDLC that time.
After finding the first 2 picks, the iGame will run away with that round. Back towards the connector though, LDLC coming to life. In emphatic fashion as they made their way back towards the A site. Alex finished things off as well. That's much better. 4-3. Still a lot of money though to be iGame with a double orb set up on Cobblestone. Can be very beneficial, and I guess against what I've seen from LDLC so far, this does make sense for the iGame side. We haven't seen too much in full wall of smoke or any sort of segregating tactics like that, so I don't mind this at all. Give it a go, see where you can get going with it. Zore and Yuho going with those weapons. No warp on the T side, so looking like they'll go back into another default here, but first kill comes in, Maniac takes down Saw. That's not one of the AWPers, that was actually Saw by the double doors in middle, so an interesting play from there. Let's go see, check out how LDLC went down. I think he got wall banged, you know, considering his position. I think he got spread up to the wall. But
yeah. On mid, just hanging out. Look at him sitting on the stairs. It's kind of cool. Just chilling out. Day at the park. Well, they're down 2 men. So LDLC once again want to open up the map. Good adaptation last time to take over A after putting pressure on drop, which has kept the attention of iGame, and they've been successful. So because of their success, they got confident to do the same thing again and got fooled by it. Play from LDLC. Now it's back over the way with the 3 remaining players. Bomb's going to go toward the B tunnels. Looks like this time they'll get to control the pace and set from the iGame side. I say that though, and watch out because Bomb's actually going back to A. This could be costly. You're going to give them a chance. You're going to walk into the beehive.
Yeah, this is actually looking quite dangerous. iGame is one of those setups. If they go towards B and plant, you just save your weapons. But if they do somehow walk into B, and I think they will actually now, you can see they've actually got one player in the B side, it's Alex. So that could have been deadly, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But just in the nick of time, Alex goes, you know what, guys, I'm in the B side, no one's here whatsoever. So a little fake towards A, deploy some smokes, and there's full back towards B. And as we said, the CTs, as soon as this bomb goes down, will be saving their weapons. Or for 2M4 is definitely not going to attempt the retake. Alex, though, will be taken down. That might tempt him. I don't think so, though. I think you just straight up save these weapons, and it looks like they will.
Ooh, Maniac spots the head, but can't get the shot. So you're right, absolutely right in the setup. iGame risked it, decided, let's get together.
Yeah, and Alex, right? He gets one kill in that round, but that's pretty much all he needs. Like, he gets the information that B's open. And before it all fell apart, he said, get here. It's a full A stack. Please do not walk into that A bomb site. Saves him about 5-6 seconds to spare. I looked at it, they were just about to fully commit. And he gets in there, makes the correct call, and there it is. LDLC with 5 rounds now. I give him 3. They do save the AWP with 2M4, so they definitely got enough to kind of distribute the wealth out. Maybe one player on a FAMAS or a UMP. Just so to make sure they get the armor and utility required. You cannot drop armor or nades in this game, just in case you weren't aware. I don't think I've ever stated that. Seems obvious.
Yeah,
but
so it's kind of a, yeah, kind of funny. In theory, you could just hand someone a nade, like you could actually, but no, you're not allowed. That is funny that no one's ever stated it, but everyone just knows.
Yeah, I guess if you've never
pretty
played
obvious.
Yeah, I guess if you've never played CS, you might not get that concept, but just wanted to make sure. It seemed relevant at the time.
You're here for everyone. The people's man, Henry G. Ooh. Saw's got Maniac inside of the smoke. That's a good start. On a pistol, immediately upgraded to an AK as a result, which now goes along with the 3 guns saved to make this them in a better position in the round until right now. Alex takes back Saw. Nearly got Zore as well. He's on 20 HP.
Ooh, be careful, my friend.
What is that? We're at 1:20. Did he think he slipped through the smoke or something?
I don't know.
Like, how would the terrorists be there that quickly?
That would have been the sickest team kill ever.
Yeah, that would have been. Like, no reason for the T to be there at all. He must have thought he got through the smoke behind him.
Yeah.
Which also doesn't really make any sense.
Alex, low HP, needs to be careful. That instantly will not kill him, but certainly makes things a bit toasty. That's a nice shot from Zore. Manages to get the man advantage here on the very difficult economic situation, but there's a double kill.
Resistance with the 2. Zore does make up for it. I think you want to argue. Did he? Because they lost 2. Price of 1. Made it a 2 versus 2, and then he's on low HP. Alex is able to get him. Evan's going to have to push through this. I think he might do. He's waiting for the smoke to dissolve. He's in position. Knife out. Pulls the gun instead. Bomb's planted. He doesn't want to move in the nook until that smoke is completely gone. Thankfully for him, there is no other smokes. It's only a flashbang they still have to work with. Alex isn't going to peek out from stables. He's watching long. First peek goes toward him. Alex still doesn't want to go out because if he goes down early, it's a 1v1. He knows where the second player is, so Alex is just waiting in this to give the shadow of a doubt in Zevin's mind, and once he knows exactly 100% certain where he is, then he peeks out. Good play.
Yeah, this is quite a back-and-forth affair. That was iGame, actually with a save limit. They just saved 3 weapons, but didn't actually force around them. They had 2 pistols there. Came down to a very close situation, but LDLC clawing it back, frag by frag, and we find ourselves at 6-3. Still a T-sided map, getting more balanced every few months, it seems, but still 9-6, pretty common scoreline these days, and LDLC on track for that right now. All comes out for Zore once again. No head armor, no defusing. Former not such a big deal, and that certainly is. No defuse gets some cobble can be an absolute nightmare. FAMAS for Sagaton. In terms of the setup for the CT, 3 towards B. Saw and Zore controlling the A side of the map. The AWP towards middle, trying to get that first pick once again. Kind of need to work for that first pick a little bit harder, I think. It's difficult on cobblestone. Zore doing what he can, just watching that very tight angle. But if the bomb goes down over those kids, are going to have a real tough time.
Smoke off on window, so Sagaton, Molotov's in without any information as to where they are. He just wants to slow them down. He's done that. Miss2 says, I've had enough. I don't care if you're going to make me hot and toasty. I'll get roasty. He gets inside of the drop room. Gets in there earlier than they might have expected by doing that, but it's a lot weaker. Sagaton capitalized. It might favor the FAMAS. Needs to be sure that he's not blinded up by flashes. They've been fairly decent with flashes out of the drop room, but again, it's the secondary players that are usually shutting them down from the B site. Sagaton's going to go more passive as well because they've given up the connector position with the rotation off. Saw goes back over toward A.
35 seconds remaining. Looks like they will be taking the bomb back towards the A side of the map. Maniac's already top of middle. Easy kill. The aim not quite there, though. Redeploying the Molotov. Still looking absolutely fine, but they are starting to lose HP at this point. Maniac gets dinked, and now Zorre, not a great position. Can't nail the shot. Second by the Cherry, though, somehow gets away with that. Should be the round in favor of iGame, but still with chance of existence, but he gets taken down by Sagaton. Missed 10 seconds, round over. What is he doing in that position? The tight corner with the AWP? Like, that's insane.
Surprised he gets away with that second shot. Like, 20, it's the loudest gun in the game. 20's like, nah, I didn't hear him. It's the no-scope.
Oh, it is iGame. Keeping 4 players alive as well. This is looking at least a positive round for them. Money, not amazing photos here. Enough for a buy at least. Drop 1 AK and distribute the wealth accordingly. 6-4 though. Still anyone's game.
No.
Rebuy on that diffuse kit. 3 rounds in a row for LDLC. iGame pull one back, but whoever wins this round will be forcing the opposition onto an eco. That'd be more devastating for iGame at this point. If LDLC can do this, double eco at the CT side, and eventually he could bring LDLC up to 9 rounds.
Straight into the B halls this time, collectively. Everyone's there. Expect a fast play, potentially. Smoke goes down off B, and then they try and smoke in and wall it off.
Makes sense.
There's one thing we just saw that could foil that, maybe 2 of them, Molotovs, and they're going to throw them out there a little bit late. They're already in the site. Smokes are down perfectly. No one on the inside of them. Zevin thinks about going through. This dude's already got the shot, so does Existence. Zevin's waiting, but nowhere to go. This is a very good execution, fast enough play, but they've gotten the bomb down on the site. There's no one dead, but they threw the bomb in to try and get a faster plant. No one's elected to do it, so it really cost them, but they get all the kills required anyway.
Beautiful round there from LDLC. Only giving 1 kill away, but like this as well. This is a big round in terms of the economic situation on both sides, and it's the full play that wall of smokes everywhere.
Great call.
Molotovs, flashbangs. You can see how isolating that was for the CT defense. No one could actually play in front of the smokes. If the flashbangs came in, they had to sit behind them. LDLC manages to run away with the round. So a pause comes in for iGame. You're absolutely right. So they can't really buy this, man. Look at the money. 3K for Yuho. That's about the top end of the scale. Bottom end is going to be soared, $1,500.
I'd just save, because you're going to be able to buy in the next round then. And
just about.
You're on the CT side. You're going to give up 8. You still have a chance to bring it to a close half. Yes, just about, but still just.
Yeah, look at all these smokes coming in. This is actually pretty beautiful.
The cool thing, too, now, this is what I'm... Yeah, okay, so Maniac, after throwing them, goes back to drop and lurks through. And they're panicking to try and get through the smoke. And he pops down and actually was... I don't know if he got any kills or not, but he was in a good position to foil them if they did slow the pace at all.
Lovely stuff. You can see exactly how that went down from the little bird's eye view of the B-bomb set there. I like that. 7-4. iGame took the eco option. So LDLC will be winning this half unless there's an absolute horrendous blunder in round number 12 here. Pistols, Deagles, PD50s. Will be 1 HE grenade for Sagaton. I don't think they'll be getting even a kill this round, but we'll see. You never know. The Deagle can be quite the cruel mistress to go up against. Oh, Alex felt the bullets fly past his head. Fancies a duel. Won't be taking them down just yet, but look at Maniac's position. Already out of long A. Gets the first pick.
Yeah, he's definitely... His accuracy is looking good. He's assertive. He's in the sight. So right down. So AK. Doing what it should be doing, to be fair, against armorless pistol players. It's going to be a free A side as well. They'll call that. But he's trying to get in position to hold out the choke points. One immediately on the inside of the smoke, so they should be absolutely fine. It's setting for exits. Seems to be more the goal, more the ideal. And Zevin and Saw are all the way back out toward T-spawn. They might try and surprise Miss 2. Could actually do so, but I think he's heard them coming, so he'll set and be ready. Sprays in, trying to pre-fire them down through the cart. He's got to be careful. That Saw capitalizes on the fact that they're able to split. Yuho's got Existence as well. He was the other one out there, so there's still a gun available. That's gone now, which is exactly what LDLC wants, because as you mentioned as well, the buy's not going to be amazing. They're going to be quite peckish, and if they picked the gun up and carried it over, they'd be much better off.
Yeah, so it'll be a mixture of UMPs, FAMASs, a couple of M4s. Not ideal. LDLC now looking like a much better team here on Cobblestone. after winning the pistol, getting the 3-0. They did lose 3 rounds in a row, but iGame having done much more than that since we got into the midsection of this first half. Number 13, like you said, a bit of a mishmash. 1 defuse kit, UMP for Source, Sagaton and the Famous. Blue players towards B. If I'm Existence, I'm calling that a set piece once again. You know the money's pretty low for them. Get their smokes in there and just overwhelm them. 5 players will decide the map. Maybe this is the call, but they have got the orb, so a bit more troublesome. We've got 5 acres, that's great. We've got a gap in that smoke, I believe, as well. Alex watching that like a hawk. Could be a free kill. Oh. Unfortunately, shoots his load a bit too early.
Yeah. Not certain that would have completely tipped. Molotov forces him out at exactly the time the smoke is gone, so that's quite well struck from Yuho to take down Alex as Existence goes back to get the bomb. Still not considering going over toward the A site, even though there's 4 inside of B, and a bit of a push going on from Zworet to confirm that they're not going to do so. He's already in danger. So they'll be confident in their positions and holding ground as Twanu tries to get the opposite position. Watch 7, he's burning down quite low. Twanu gets him as well because he has to move off the stairwell. He didn't see him go low. He had to have gone high. Hits the shot. Missed 2 again, as well as down on drop. They need to win out these duels. He's distracted them long enough. Existence works his way in, and Maniac trades out with Sagaton as he's exposed after looking toward the E-box. They're doing this very well in tandem, I have to say, LDLC. Everyone is working together with their timings.
Yeah, looking very good right now on the T side. This is almost guaranteed situation. Zara does the M4. 3 players to find, no kits, no nades. You get the point. It's going to be 9th round for LDLC. Almost guaranteed at this point. Toward that B site, it's going to be iGame, they can't hold them off once again. They get a couple of kills, but not going to be enough. Sorry, what's the play? Try and upgrade to a AK-47. Doesn't even look good for that. We'll be around number 14 next, and once again, they'll have 3rd round loss bonus. So $2,400 coming in. It's not really enough to work on the CT side, I'm afraid. If Zora saves this weapon, he can drop a UMP if they want to force into it. I think this will be a case of just saving for the last round, though. But LDLC, you can see what this is their map pick. Looking much better. Stable units on Cobblestone.
Yeah, timing has looked very, very good, especially when they utilize drop room. They could see Existence that time, or rather Miss2 that time. Existence capitalized on it, but Miss2 that time gets down into drop. All he does is peek out, takes 2 quick shots. They look toward him, they engage with him, and Existence kills them both. I was pulling back after a deficit as well, as they lost Alex pretty early on.
Another eco here for iGame. That saved him for double digits, was guaranteed now for LDLC. Get some Deagles, PCZs, and rush on middle. This is a classic change of pace. Existence, real nice call here. Throw the smoking connector, get on the sides, plant the bomb, jobs are good. Type GG.
Maniac, Alex, Existence, Maniac,
Existence.
Saw. He's got an AK picked up. No kit, no armor, Molotov to play with. It's not likely. He pulls this off, already getting shot down through the wall. Hit by, what, 1, maybe 2 bullets there. He's on 38 already. That's enough. I'll run, but running will only serve to signal Twanu, who's down below exactly where he's going. Doesn't want to mess with it, though. Doesn't want to give away an AWP. So he'll back off. They'll send another man on the chase, who is making a lot of noise, Alex. Saw could find this kill. And Alex might just head for the hill the wrong way. Doesn't know that he's down there.
Yeah, Saul will survive. And he desperately needs to hold on to that AK-47. Looks like he will. There it is, though. Double digits for LDLC. Bear in mind, though, we've seen some crazy kind of reverse sweeps, if you like, in this tournament alone. It seems like when you have a dominating lead, you go into the second half, you lose that pistol, and everything can fall apart. It is a T-sided map, so iGame, if they get 10-5 here, probably be pretty confident they can come back into this one. Definitely not over, but not looking great. I'll admit that. We do save that AK-47, I believe. Yep, goes thrown over to Yuho. And we'll get into it. Round number 15. Second map here. Currently iGame, believe it or not, up 1-0 here in the elimination game. Loser of the best of 3 goes home.
That's a good point. Loser of the best of 3 goes home. The first to do so in Group B. Again, they exchange a little bit of utility and some spray. The jostle for position at B. It's been time and time again. Maniac's on his own over toward A this time. Good look at it. Could have been easily shot at through that door, but no idea that he was there. Smoke off the board, the bottom of the middle. That's going to force relocation inside of A, which is exactly what he wants to do. Pulls Segaton as well because of the relocation in A back off of the E-box, which means now they can start to go on B. It goes to show you what one man can do if done right, just to cause over-rotation, to get in the head of iGame. Can't control B as easily, but good play to get back in from Zevin. Down goes 20, and Alex, he's got good control of B long. Miss2's limited now because he's in E-box, hoping to work off of his two teammates at long B, and he's on his own, so time to get clever, time to get aggressive, and hopefully catch off one player at the very least of iGame. He's looking the wrong direction, though. Saw could easily take him down, but he's gone the wrong way. He spotted two. This is so good. Sneak in, gets the one and the other. They're both exposed, and Miss2 has brought the round back in their favor. They're still walking toward B, though. They've got to confront Segaton, who's dropped the bomb. 27 seconds. He's not only dropped the bomb, he's dropped existence. It's going to have to be an ace clutch from Miss2 in a situation where he was completely limited. Not only opened up map for his team, he's got to open up the round. I take back the ace part. Alex actually, already got one, but still would have been huge. Segaton says no, we go 10-5.
Miss2, a hell of a play there, Matt. Pretty exciting, the fact he could have won that situation. I think that would have been the final nail in the coffin. If he wins that round, that shuts down the morale, the bickering begins for iGame. How are we losing these sort of rounds? But luckily, managing to pull it off, iGame do find the fifth. So 10-5, great half for LDLC, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to get too excited just yet for that third map. They lose the pistol, that potentially brings things into 10-8, and then everything can fall apart. Like we said, this is still technically a T-sided affair. Second half begins. We'll have a look at the buys, shall we? Here's just a quick replay of Miss2 and his brilliance. Great positioning. They had no idea that was a possibility. But here we go. 3 sets of armor for iGame. 2 smokes. 4 flashbangs. Smoke usually used towards that platform and then towards connector itself. Flash is going in. This will be a very fast play. Full commitment probably coming in momentarily.
Miss2 waiting it out. 20's already started off with Saw down, and that dropped the bomb inside of the site as well. Very encouraging. They spot that. Not only did they spot that, everyone's going to step up. Alex and Maniac not required. Twanu and Existence doubling up. Goes 11-5. This could be a quick map. We could find a third in this series.
I think you might be right there. Very fast commitment from iGame. Pretty lackluster smoker. Chicken coop. Connector flashes over. Didn't seem to be that effective. They came out one by one. The bomb just got dropped by itself. No refrag potential. And in terms of the second round situation, iGame did not force into this round, but they do get upgraded pistols. They won't be doing a surprise buy in the third. They're just looking towards that first gun round to try and get back into this one, allowing LDLC presumably to get to 13 rounds. So huge uphill battle going forward for iGame. Shots towards middle.
Bit desperate.
Really, yeah, it's not like you're going to get the insta-give on that sort of range through the door.
Where's he taking all the damage? Over toward B, a drop it seems. As he goes down to 28, Saw 41, and to 28 down to none. As Alex is able to take him out with the SMG, Maniac's going to try and do the same out toward long A. Wider angle than you'd play with the AWP at this position, excuse me. He's going to switch it over to the corner, play off of Existence. Bait and switch, tight angle bait and switch at that. Maniac can keep his eyes at the top of middle in case they were to bypass them and try and wrap around and take them down.
5-on-3. The Eagles could cause some sort of damage. Yeah, it's unlikely. It was not the forced buy. They have gone all in for the first gun round. Okay, Sagathon, that's not bad, but your teammate's gone down. You're going to have to deliver a world-class performance here to have any chance of picking up round number 17. Gets another shot. Ooh. That's not bad. Now it's getting interesting. 3-on-2. If he hits that, maybe we have something to work with because his teammate was ready to go and B. That bomb could have gone down. He's pulled them away from the bomb site, so at least Saw now without force buying to this.
No.
It would have been cool.
He was so disappointed.
It would have been cool because he got those kills down. They could have been force buying into the next round, and maybe we really had something to work with there. But there it is. 12-5.
I thought he was going to hit the third.
Yeah,
because they were blinded for a moment. It looked like all he had to do was just catch them when a little bit of patience. Just missed. Just missed.
Well, this has to be the Eco now, and it's looking like this map might be coming to a head because...
Hey. Interesting.
What?
Las Vegas Golden Knights hat.
Oh, yeah? Who are they?
A new NHL team, not in existence yet. They had their merch when we were actually in Las Vegas this year. I thought about buying some just to be novel.
Ah.
They start next year's their first season. The expansion draft is in like, what, 2 weeks? Not even?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go, Henry. The more you know.
Has to be the full Eco here for iGame. Just the P250s map, that's it. Desperate at this point, LDLC, financial situation started to swell, looking very comfortable here on Cobblestone. Hasn't really been much of a game as of yet, but Still early days. First gun run will be indicative as to whether iGame can get back into it. They get 1 kill, maybe 2. Not meant to be 4 on 1.
Shot. Some existence to control it off. LDLC up to round number 13. Money's very different this round, though, as iGame able to bring out AK-47s all the way around. No AWP for Sekaton to drop over. He's not usually one to wield it. Good look at the start from Mr. Maniac.
There he is. Nice close-up of the face.
Monsieur, mon ami, mon petit chéri.
We call him M-Money.
M-Money.
Yeah.
I like it.
Can't say why, but...
yeah, fair enough. So boosted this round he is. They've actually got a bit of a stack over toward that A position with him boosted up on the SMG. They bring over Miss 2 in danger and existence. We're both on rifles, and this is a reasonable position to get one. It's going to be hard to get himself out of the corner afterward. Jump across, that's information. Sagaton responds. Good choice to jump across the doorway, it does seem, but existence there catching at least one more off. It's Maniac, the third player. Are they going to expect a third? They could easily walk in and expose themselves. Saw's not seen it. Down he goes. There's 2 there. Unfortunately, he can't get the second before the smoke deploys, of which the smoke was trying to be thrown into the site, but because he killed him, drops immediately in front of him and actually lets Yuho get away. He does not. Alex has already capitalized.
Yeah, he does not get away. And now it's looking like LDLC should pick up this round. We've got a couple of AKs remaining. The site is now open. 7 with a nice shot. Looking for the spray down towards the connector as well. Doesn't look like he'll be coming in. A nade to the face. And now this round is anyone's game. It's 40 seconds remaining, but nice and certain stuff here. 1v1. Alex coming up against Zore.
And Alex is going to get aggressive. He has to. Go early, has no kit, already spots out Zore, knows he's still in the bomb site, but Zore tries to back off, show a headshot angle behind it, and he's gonna crouch in behind the half wall, makes the kill. iGame pick up the first gun round.
Just about.
Just about, but it's enough to limit them on to 13, so there's still a chance in this.
That's true, but only keeping 1 player alive there, iGame. You get 32.50 per player for winning the round. A little bit more, the bomb explodes, so it's not going to be the best surviving it. AK's out sure. We're looking at the lack of utility. You can see 2 players without any really, and it's going to be Saw opting for the UMP instead. So, LDLC, and now iGame slightly back into this one. It's going to be round number 20. Fast play towards B, actually all 5 players this side of the map. Lots of money available for LDLC, and it's the AWP this time for Twanu. Fast play towards the upper platform. Who gets the first frag? It's Sagaton, but Twanu instantly replies.
Alex is going to rotate back into the stairwell. Good timing to do so. Bomb down. Knows they've worked in from Ebox and wants to watch the lane. Instead of trying to take the fight where they know where he is, he'll rotate himself back in toward Long Beach. Tunnel times it, but he has to hit the shot. Doesn't do it. Sagaton wins out. Maniac on the flank. Saw should spot him first. Doesn't matter if he does or not. He's got the AK and the headshot. That'll do.
That'll do. No reason to force buy this LDLC, but a huge bed of rounds. Very fast B commitment there from iGame. I thought this one was done, but maybe not dusted, Matt, because iGame got a few rounds in the tank, it seems.
We need the cleaner to come in and dust it.
Cajun B's not here.
Cajun B. That's exactly what I meant. You were right. You figured out my joke.
It was fantastic.
Thank you.
A barrel of laughs. Matthew
Treve. Treve. That's like the Joe Dirt. Like, I like to put an E on the end of it, pronounce it Deerte. I think it sounds pretty cool. Classic gaff.
Well, well, well. Full eco for LDLC. Round by round, iGame make this more of a realistic possibility.
All existence. He thought he was safe in that corner. It reached him late, and then he had to walk across the entire width of the Molotov, so he got hit quite significantly. Goes down as well as Saw is able to walk in, but Maniac there as well is able to get the headshot back with the pistol. Yuho slipping in from the alleyway, though, is going to find 3 kills, all of which will give him a hefty amount of $700. 700, 600.
600.
I'll give you an extra 100 just because I'm a nice guy.
It's the best I can do.
Final offer. Take it or leave it, son.
Yeah, not the best way to negotiate. We'll work on that.
Yeah, give you more money.
Give you more.
You want a discount, do you? Let me tell you this.
13A though. Do we even buy from LDLC? It looks like it. Not the best. They get 1 kit, 5 M4s, no incendiaries. I guess at this stage, like it's a chance to kind of shut down iGame before their money gets out of control. So Existence, that's what he's doing. Safe pair of hands. And number 22 though, iGame back into this somewhat it seems. He seemed a little bit revitalised after winning that first gun round. It'll take a lot more than what we've seen so far to put them in contention to pick up this map and get the 2-0, but some signs of life at least. 1 minute 25. No one really aggressive into this one, and Alex there firing off some shots towards the upper platform. Doesn't find any damage just yet. He'll be falling back. Boost up in the trees, Twanu. No all for him this time.
See that little pop flash again?
Yeah,
Twanu
that was
through.
really cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, not Twanu, excuse me, Yuho through. Quick flash around the corner at long to check. See exactly who's on the other side. Other side is Maniac. Maniac not moving. Playing passively as well, closer to the A site. Pretty standard default thus far from iGame. A little bit more pressure toward the A side if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah, well, they've got some decent control towards long A. Molotov towards that tight corner to flush anyone out, just in case.
Second time they've used this setup. Ooh, Alex. Aggressive is going to take down Zevin. It's back. That's going to encourage them to A, surely. And this is where the setup comes to play because they've got someone else inside of the side of this platform. Fade in. Maniac's got to go. Should be able to be overlooked at this point. Yep, times it well. But they took down Miss2, who was the third player in that. He was the one who had to hold them off, especially when Maniac was left alone. In which case, they are able to walk in. They're able to flank him out. And it's now bombed down 1 versus 1, and Zore hits Twanu over the hood of the car.
I love that from Sagaton. He's got 1 HP, right? And he's just like, right, I'm going to walk through the smoke and try and surprise one of them. I get 1 kill. Maybe I'll win the round for my team. It's just about enough. He does it. Takes it down, and then his teammates able to win the clutch at that point as well. Very well done indeed. That's a big round. And now we might find ourselves in a bit of trouble for the CT side. iGame turning up now. This should be the pause. We just crashed, so I can't tell you, Matt.
I'm guessing that it is, judging by everyone getting water, talking to each other, hands off the peripherals. You back in? You're getting there.
Almost. It's like a tactical timeout for me as well. So how quickly can I get back on the server? I've got 30 seconds to do it.
Down to about maybe 15 or less.
I've got the console up. I don't have the IP though. That is an issue.
I could tell you it, but the problem is there's about 14,000 people that would take advantage of that.
Work. You can try and sign it.
I only know one thing in sign language.
I know what that is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Sure, everyone playing along at home does too, Henry.
Okay, I think I failed.
It was a good try. You did good, son.
We need a new system for this IP situation.
Doth thou havest thy phone? Dost thou havest thy phone? Do you have your phone?
Yes.
Well, someone should WhatsApp you.
I have, but I'm waiting for the reply.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You're very alpha. This is what happens when Henry gets booted from the game. He just has no idea what to talk about. iGame taking a bit of a stretch in the last few rounds, though, has to be said. That setup is very risky to double up toward the barrels at long A. You could see why as soon as they lost the back of the site.
It was quite cool, but then Zore, with a sensational shot, the reaction, like, only gave 1 away. So that was quite nice. And then Sagaton, I was a big fan of that play towards the connector. That was kind of one of those BDPs.
Here's a classic old line. Yuho should walk down danger and check this, which should mean that Maniac goes down. Ooh, okay, fair enough. Someone's got to check that. There we go. Zevin does it instead. Down goes Maniac. Site open. They're going to rush as fast as they can to get back inside of it on the CT side, but it's to no avail because immediately when they arrive, so too have the terrorist, and with the guns, the terrorists are in better position. So it's all right. Although he gets Alex, just has 1 more to find and miss 2. Bomb plant as well. It's going to come to double digits for iGame. Just 3 rounds between the two. After a 10-5 half, so it's been all iGame essentially.
Yeah, this
once
will be
the
their
guns
fifth
have
round
come
5 in a row. Kind of nuts. Should be plenty of money available after this round, though, for the LDLC squad. Trying to get an extra 600 bucks. That's Mistu. Don't think he's going to get it. There it is. Sagathon takes him down. Now 3 rounds the difference. iGame, Summer's turn up here. So plenty of money, like I said, a double AWP setup could be a possibility if they want to. Existence yet to buy. Tony brings out his AWP nice and early, so Existence probably considering it right now. He does buy some armor first and then grenade, so it doesn't look like that'll be coming in. So 4M4's single AWP setup. No AWP on the T side yet, but I would say it's anyone's game at this point. It's got to that point where LDLC, they're in a bit of a rut. Number 24, we're going the full distance again, it seems, Matt.
Yeah, I would say we certainly are.
This is a very common setup for iGame. 3 towards drop down, 2 in that upper platform position. Challenge nice and quick, send them out. Flashbangs deployed. Who gets the first frag? This time it's Misty, but only one. That's not going to be enough just yet.
It's not going to be enough. Sagathon gets out. When they look away from Rock, Alex was looking the wrong direction. They actually had a second player in Existence already rotating into connector, but he wasn't confident they had the information to the window. He wanted to make sure he wasn't going to get pushed in from the door. Zevin now takes Alex. It's all the trades going iGame's way, even though it's a 2 versus 2. They've got the sight, and they've got the smokes down as well.
Plant, just to bait out any CT presence towards drop down. 2-on-2 begins. They have got the kits. Flashbangs. He's staying together for now. It's going to be Existence to make his way out of the drop down room. Takes 7 though. Looks like he's going to shut it down. 2 versus 1, but he's still in a great position.
Got no idea he's there. Oh, they walk in. Maniac! He's in the open. Existence. He can't hit the shots. It's dead level now. And the M4 is going to win out the duel because he went to low HP. Opportunity missed for Zevin.
Just didn't realize how low he was in the magazine. He could have actually watched him for another 5-6 seconds, reloaded, then took them down, but a bit of a gutting way to finish the round. Just about winning against LDLC.
Especially when you're this close. A 13-10 game, now you give them round 14 when their money's been tight.
Still, you can reset them at this point, though, right? So at this point, let's say, look, he comes out, spots them both. We're not going to see him as POV, but as soon as he fires, gives his position away, then he's got what? I think it was, has to reload at that stage, and then could have been anyone's duel, but Existence coming out on top is the reaction, I guess. Or there it is. He's enjoying himself.
Competitive. He's got his drive back, his determination.
But the problem is, one player surviving on the CT side, reset potential, and this round's still not great. Got a UMP, Famous, you recover the AWP, sure. But a nice full buy for iGame. So they win this, it's 14-11, and maybe a double EK for the LDLC. So this round might just decide if the LDLC can do it. Take us to the 3rd map.
20 with position on the AWP, playing from statue rather than KFC. Alex is going to get a little bit closer as well inside of the broken wall.
5 players towards B once again, not as quick as before. This could be one of those full executions, but just trying to bleed out any CT utility, firing on some shots speculatively. Smoke's coming in, final play coming in momentarily, and here we go. Flash is over.
One down as well, the smoke in the lane. Flash is over, as you said. On top of the flashes, though. Molotov's out in front of them. 20 when Alex, good setup. LDLC may find map point right now. Soiree, though, gets a shot, gets away. He may wiggle Alex out of position and out of comfort, which also brings in Zevin from the drop room. There's attention divided, missed 2, big kill. So they're all focused on toward the long position, where in which they will find map point, and we find an earthquake within a camera.
Oh yeah, that's quite nice. 15-10, iGame all in towards the B side of the map, and I have to say that execution wasn't as convincing as I was hoping there. It seemed a little bit segregated once the incendiary came in, didn't want to push through it. One player went down to it, and it's all fell apart at that point as well. Alex making sure he did a lot of damage, found some key frags as well, and it will be indeed map point. Looks like LDLC will be pulling Cobblestone back. We're very lucky going to the 3rd, but still a chance here for iGame. Got the UMP, Tech 9, a couple of AKs, and already back on the AWP. They need 5 in a row now just to force overtime. Existence wants to get his first pick. Still here, drops the smoke just to take vision away from the T's, and he will be falling back.
Fire in toward danger from the T side of middle. So, meanwhile, I'm going to work with Zorre to try and get position at long. It's Alex that starts it. The beginning to the end. The bridge to map 3. Seemingly what they want to try and accomplish. play as well as they bring the bomb back over 3 toward the A site. 1 rotating back through the B tunnels. Existence is trying to be sneaky behind the smoke, but he's vulnerable down there as well at the bottom of middle because Existence can't really do anything to get shots that direction. Not only that, what an opening from Zwory. That is a very tight position. They've overlooked Maniac. He's got an AWP that's missed a shot in front of him, but he can't land it. And Zwory is able to get the shot in return and pick up the bomb. He's low on HP, but look at Sekaton. I thought he was in deeper. I didn't think Twanu saw him. It doesn't even matter if he did or not because he's gotten the shot on the AWP, but fully blind up. Miss2 had him an opportunity to try and sneak out on him. It's now Yuho, the last alive, and Miss2 picks up the round, 16-10. We'll go to map number 3, Hank.
We will indeed. I thought iGame had enough in the tank there to possibly do it towards the end, but LDLC with a big round victory towards the end there reset the money of iGame, and it seemed like it came to the final head of that point. They looked a much better team in the first half, but iGame turned it up after losing the pistol as well, didn't give up at any point, and it's still an entertaining watch all the same. So, third map definitely coming in. This is the elimination game. iGame, LDLC, one of these teams are going home. I'm not sure who it's going to be so far. Both of them having their flaws and no one really stepping up in terms of individual performances. There's no hard carry right now.
I will say the T-side that time from LDLC looked better than what we've seen throughout most of our T-sides today. You could argue Pento was better on Inferno as well, but I think Dignitas had a lot to do with that in the way that they played. But definitely some good calls. That smoke call to rush into the A site, excuse me, the B site. Why are we getting that backwards today so much? Yeah, it was a good call because it was an economic battle at that point in time and it broke them. So.
Well, before we get any more broken, should we throw it over to the desk?
I don't think it could be any more broken, so yeah, we probably should.
No worries, we can get you fixed, boys. So you can just hold on in there for a little bit longer. We'll get you back for map 3. And we do get a map 3 in this game. LDLC hanging on by a thread yet again. We've seen this so many times through the minors, haven't we? Saw it in the Asian minor, and we've seen it again here in EU. Let's get our words from our men on the desk. Better performance from LDLC?
Absolutely. I mean, this is what happens when they actually play a map they're good on, believe it or not.
One that they know.
Yeah, I mean, this has actually always been a classic map for Existence. Like in the Titan teams in 2015, they were very good on Cobblestone as well. And obviously, it's a map where traditionally strength comes from the T side. And they had a really interesting approach on this one because I actually think Mistu is one of the liabilities in the team. Like, I think if they had some better players, he probably wouldn't be in it. But on this map, he had a really interesting, like, very integral role where he would just creep into that drop down every time, just to allow them to do executes on the A, because he would just disrupt so much. You had to keep thinking, oh, is he there? So you couldn't fully rotate and stack up the site. And so when you think of this map, it's traditionally the one where you just bang the B site all the time and you use numbers and you overwhelm, whereas that's what's changed since they put those little steps in on the B site. So I think it's a very unique approach to take to it. And the iGame guys, this is the thing, they're not that good a Cobblestone team overall, and you could see that they didn't really have any answers once that started working. Now, yeah, they had a good T side of their own, they got back into it, but the game was just decided by the first half for me.
Yeah, I'm intent on that first half, and you pointed out as well, we were watching it. Some really great plays from Mr. as well. It wasn't just sneaky, it was downright ninja-like.
Yeah, you know, there were a lot of reasons I think that looked so strong. I mean, Alex might have been one of the ones who I think on a fragging basis did extremely well, but Misto was my player who, in my opinion, did the best at least. He was so important on that T side. Quite akin to whenever you kind of see Space Soldiers opt to play this map. He was in drop down one that people have kind of said that's Zentara's place, right? He's somewhat been kind of reverted to be the king of that area, even by a lot of the top teams. And that was kind of the approach that they took with it here. Misto was the player in the back line. He was just there to disrupt and not allow rotates. So many times you would see them get the rounds just from him being there. And it's such a hard position to have to deal with, right? If you have someone that constantly gets in behind you and has all this kind of ability to either pincer out on towards B or kind of disrupt you rotating or catch you off guard, having to just kind of keep an eye on one area such as that takes up so much time, so many players like having to rotate on in to deal with it, and that was something that they just couldn't deal with on the side of iGame.
Yeah, definitely a mental game for them, wasn't it? They had to try and figure out what the hell they were doing each round. Our MVP is confirmed for this particular game, so let's take a look and reveal our MVP for game number 2. It's not quite who you thought it would be, Harry.
I mean, yeah,
we've gone with Alex for this one, just for the 26-18, 4.82 impact, 2 retakes, no clutches, 6 opening kills and 2 trades as well.
I mean, in terms of fragging and ADR, you know, these kind of key stats, obviously very, very big. And he got those opening kills. He was doing a lot on the T side there. Like, that's the thing. What made this particular map work for LDLC is they got some fragging. So, first of all, that activates your tactics. You're not just using the tech to get on the site and then lose. Like, you don't get any points for that, unfortunately, in Counter-Strike. But you've got to have someone also who makes the style work. And it was Mr. who was kind of the key man on the style. Alex did the heavy lifting, though.
Yeah, no, good performance all round, really. Disappointing, I guess, for iGame after winning that first match. How do they bounce back? I mean, we were talking about this. You know, if they're going to win, maybe they have to win in 2, because if it goes to 3, that could be potentially dodgy. But I think you can argue the same for both teams, can't you? Here,
you can, in as much as, like, first of all, iGame is a good nuke team. The difference is, though, LDLC is one of their best maps. The problem for me is the reason why you can't just go ahead and say, right, LDLC wins, they're slightly better on nuke, is because LDLC themselves haven't really shown the ability to close the deal that much. So you have to kind of worry for them, like if they get off to a slow start, if they do badly on their own T side. Yeah, that's where the questions start to be asked, because I still feel like in terms of fragging, they're still a little bit behind iGame for me.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, it was the map I believe they got the win up against Heroic on. We saw in the closed qualifiers, and then on top of that, from casting them a lot in ESEA Premier, I can tell you that whenever Nuke Week came up and that was the map we were on, they were kind of one of the teams that you really feared. Up until then, I mean, you know, when it was the other maps, you didn't really have to worry. It's just iGame. But Nuke would come up and suddenly there'd be like this really threatening team that you know, really did throw spanners in the works for a lot of teams who hadn't really heard of them up until then. So I still think this one is kind of you know, up for debate as to what way it could go. I don't think there's going to be a clear-cut winner whatsoever. If LDLC play as well as what we just saw then, you know, maybe they could edge it out, but I'm still going to be sticking with iGame, if I'm honest with you.
Okay, I'm just going to throw this one into the mix as well for you to consider. I'm not going one way or the other here. I'm just throwing it out there. When they were under pressure, iGame, at the closed qualifiers, they had one final match to make it here.
Yeah.
They had to play Tricked Esports, tough opponent. They knew they were up against it. They go to Nuke. They win 25-22.
Yeah.
In overtime, double overtime, in a match where they have to win it to make it to this EU minor. That's a lot of pressure for a team like this, so young.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, it was versus Tricked, who are actually a very good team. They've kind of similar to iGame almost. They've kind of been up and coming, and I think they were a real contester for a team that could have been here. Yep. They're also a very good nuke team once again. So I don't really think that's too much, you know, you can read into it. If anything, I'm quite impressed with you to be able to do well under the pressure, if anything. I mean, it took them a while to close it out, but they did, and that's the main thing.
That's what I'm saying. They've got some resilience here, Duncan, potentially, to not be overawed by this occasion. The fact that they're on the verge of elimination against an LDLC side who are good on nuke, and they'll know that before they go into it. They shouldn't worry about that too much, considering the performance they've already put out.
No, I mean, I don't think they will necessarily be under pressure. Like, I think actually a lot of the teams here, especially based on the performance so far, if you're watching LDLC, you're like, no, they're vulnerable. You know, they're up for the taking. So it's essentially a best of one to stay in the tournament. And if you think of it from that perspective, I mean, this is exactly where iGame should want to be. Let's win this one. Let's go to the next match.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to get more from you both in just a moment. Of course, we're headed towards our third and final map in this particular series. Don't forget, we've also got our final series of the day, which will be the winner of this one in the final match to decide who takes the last place in Group B, advancing on to the semi-finals, which will, of course, be tomorrow. We'll have 3 more best of 3s tomorrow, and then the 3 final ones on the final day. And don't think, well, we already know by the final day the top 3 who's going through. There's still $50,000 up for grabs, so make sure you're tuned in for the grand finals on day 4 as well. Next up, though, let's hear from one of the iGame players, X7, with his thoughts as they headed into the EU minor.
My name is Joha. I play